Hey, what's going on, y'all? RJ here with CV Tech, and today I'm going to be comparing the LG Stylo 2 against the LG Stylo 3. These are both on Boost Mobile, and I'm really interested to see how the LG Stylo 2 will stack up against the Stylo 3. And if you already own a Stylo 2, is the Stylo 3 a big upgrade, and is it really worth buying? We're going to find out right now in this comparison, so let's get it started. Okay, y'all, so here on the left, we got the LG Stylo 2. On the right, got the LG Stylo 3. Now, I'm very interested to see the comparison between these two phones because there's very little differences between the two devices. Both of these here do run 7.0 Nougat. This is the Boost Mobile versions. Not the Plus versions from T-Mobile or Metro, nothing like that. These are the Boost Mobile versions, so yeah. So to show you the differences in the phones here, let's go into CPU-Z, and we will try to tone this down a little bit here and get a better focus. Now, on the Stylo 2, you'll see we got the 1.2 gigahertz Snapdragon 410, which is a quad-core processor with an Adreno 306 GPU. Over on the Stylo 3, we got a 1.4 gigahertz octa-core Snapdragon 430 with an Adreno 505. Now, looking over here, you're going to see basically the exact same thing. 5.7 inches, 5.7 inches, both are 720p. Both have the same PPI 257. Both have 2 gigabytes of RAM, and both have 16 gigabytes of onboard storage. Right out of the box, you're going to have 10.12 out of 16, and on the Stylo 3, you're going to have 9.07. So now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and get out of there. Let's go into Geekbench 4 and just show you the different scores that I did run to give you an idea here of the difference in scores. Now, I'm telling you, benchmark scores don't prove anything because it's always going to make a difference. You know, they're always going to be different. But for this test here, 508 single core score, 1450 on the Stylo 2, 626 single core score on the Stylo 3, and 2597 multi-core score. That's out of the way. Let's go back home. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I know it's a little bit dark in this testing environment, but my lighting, I need to get better lighting. So yeah, just bear with me until I can do that. So let's go ahead and get started in with this comparison starting now. And of course, we have a pop-up. That is never nothing new. So we'll go ahead and we will start over. Stylo 2. Go into YouTube. Stylo 3. Calculator. Stylo 2 barely took it. Calendar. Stylo 2. Google Plus. Stylo 3 just by a hair. Let's go into camera. Stylo 3 took it there. Let's go into IMDb. So Stylo 2 started first, and I think it finished first, but that was very, very close. Let's go into Instagram. That was pretty much equal. I can't really decide that one there. Go into Play Store, and the Stylo 3 pulled it up first. Let's go into Settings. Stylo 3. Let's go into Snapchat. Stylo 3 started up first, and we're having an issue. There we go. Twitter. Stylo 3, then Stylo 2. Let's go into Periscope. Stylo 3 had that one there. Let's go into the dialer. Stylo 3 as well. Let's go into Temple Run 2. Got a few games here we're going to try out, and we're going to see which one of these phones start up first on this game. Like I said, I do really apologize for the dark nature of this video. Hopefully that will soon be changed with brighter lights and all that cool stuff. So we're going to sit here and wait, and it looks like the Stylo 2 beat out the Stylo 3. I'm kind of impressed here. To be honest with you, I mean, you know, if you got a Stylo 2, is it really worth upgrading to the Stylo 3? Something to think about. So let's go back home here. We'll go into Subway Surfer. Both of them about the same time starting up there. We're going to see which one finishes first. Now, of course, these tests are going to vary. Okay, how much you have downloaded, all that stuff. It's really going to all make a difference and boil down. This is just my test, my usage using my Wi-Fi. Both on the same Wi-Fi. So it's pretty much going to be a very even test for me. And you might see a little bit different outcome. But the Stylo 3 barely took it there. Playing both games though, both games play very well. Now the 7.0 Nougat update on the Stylo 2 on Boost Mobile did kind of mess up my phone just a little bit, mainly on startup, but ever since a few updates it's kind of improved itself, so it seems to work faster and better than it used to. So as you can see, both of them are very nice there. A new game here I'm going to try out is called Crossy Road, and we're going to start that up there, and we're going to see which one starts up first, and then we're going to look at the RAM management test to find out which one holds RAM better. And I'm expecting it to be the Stylo 3 since it does have a octa-core processor versus a quad-core. I know that 410 to 430 ain't a big difference, but when you get into gaming and heavier tasks, I mean, you're seeing that the Stylo 2 is actually ahead here in this game as well. So I don't know. It's already ready to play, already good to go. We're already hopping across traffic here. And then here, now we're ready to go here on this. There we go, Stylo 3. So, yeah, there we go. So, I'm kind of impressed with the Stylo 2 and the way it's working. So, let's go into multitasking here. We'll scroll on down here. And we're going to just discontinue CPU-Z and Geekbench 4 there. And start up here. Already open on the Stylo 2. Had to reload on the Stylo 3. Go into YouTube. Both had to be reloaded. I will not wait for them to start up again. I'm just going to see which ones are already open. Had to reload there on both of them. And you can see which one starts up first if you like to. It's no big deal to me. Calendar, both of them had to restart again. That's about equal though. Google Plus, both has to be reloaded again. But the Stylo 3 does seem to be faster in the reloads, so that's where that, I guess, that octa-core processor comes in, and it looks like that may have froze up here on the Stylo 2, so it's not really a fair reopening app there. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and skip that and go on to the camera. So the Stylo 3 starts off first there. Let's go home. Let's go home. Let's go home. Yeah, Google was not responding, so yeah. Of course, IMDb, and I done that the wrong way, but anyway, let's go back home, go back into here again, scroll on down, and go into Instagram from here. And the Stylo 3 took it, while the Stylo 2 seemed to be struggling a little bit on these reopening of apps. Play Store, both of them were already open. Go into settings, had to be reloaded, but the Stylo 3 had it. Snapchat, Stylo 3, while it's taking forever on Stylo 2. Go into Twitter, but it has to be reloaded, and Stylo 3 had it there again. Periscope had to be reloaded there as well. So you can see that actually, honestly, in my personal opinion, the first round was the Stylo 2 overall. Even in the gaming department, of course, games have to both be reloaded as well again. Won't sit through all that again. Subway Surfer has to be reloaded on both phones again. And Crossy Road is going to be, of course, the same way, having to reload once again. So In my personal opinion, from what I'm seeing here, the Stylo 2, beat out the Stylo 3 in the first round of tests. Even in the gaming department, the only game that it was slower in was Subway Surfer, but in the reopening of the apps and more multitasking, the Stylo 3 did take it. Now, both of these have 13 megapixel cameras. Let's go ahead, and I hate back buttons, I swear I do. The thing I like about the Stylo 3 is the side mounting buttons here. On the Stylo 2, the buttons and the power button are on the back. And honestly, the backs look a bit different, and I love the way the Stylo 3 back looks. It feels better. Has more of a metal look to it, but it's not metal, nothing like that. But I like the way it looks better. Both have rear mounting speakers, 13 megapixel cameras on the rear, 5 in the front. I'm going to try to take a few sample photos, a few sample videos on the Stylo 3. I will upload those to Instagram, so if you want to follow me on there, I will leave a link down below of how to follow me on Instagram. Please follow me on there. I sure would appreciate it. The stylus is a bit different on the Stylo 3. However, I've not really tested it out, but the phones look pretty much the same. I mean, everything's in the same spot. As you see there, the LG emblems on the bottom, you'll see that everything is pretty much in the exact same spot. And the LG emblem, the speaker grill looks a little bit different, but not much of a big thing. The screens look the same, and I gotta say, the screens look fair. I can't say the screens look exceptionally well. Looking kind of off-center a little bit. Sometimes it kind of messes with your eyes some. But both of them do run 7.0 Nougat, and of course I am running a different launcher on both. They are running the exact same launcher, so it is a fair comparison and everything else. So this is the LG Stylo 2 versus the LG Stylo 3. Would I recommend the Stylo 3 if you have the Stylo 2? Absolutely not. I don't think it's worth the extra money if you already have a Stylo 2 and it's still working good. However, if you do not have a Stylo 2, you can buy this phone between $129 and $179 depending on where you go. And you can get this phone here for a lot cheaper now since the Stylo 3 came out. And honestly, they're basically the exact same phone. It's just in multitasking and possibly in heavier, intense games. The Stylo 3 will be better since it does rock the 430 octa-core instead of the 410 quad-core here. Both have the same RAM, same internal storage, and to the best of my knowledge, you can have adaptable storage here on the Stylo 2. 7.0 unlocked it, I do believe. Now, I will write that down below in the description box if I am wrong. And the Stylo 3 does not have out of the box adaptable storage, which is very crazy. LG is just kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but you can move apps to the SD card that are available to be moved. So both are great phones. You've seen the comparison. You've seen my comparison. Multitasking and reopening of apps did seem to be better on the Stylo 3, but the first round and normal use of the Stylo 2, is it worth the upgrade from a Stylo 2? No. I think you should save your money. That's just my opinion to y'all. If you don't have a Stylo 2 or a G Stylo, I would definitely pick up a Stylo 3 as it is a great phone. So the only main differences that I see so far mainly in these two phones is that the Stylo 3 has a fingerprint sensor, Stylo 2 does not, and it does have an octa-core processor versus a quad-core processor. But that's the only difference. So if this was helpful and informative in any way, hit that thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. Any questions or comments, leave it down below. I'll get back with you as soon as possible. Please subscribe to my channel. That would really be very, very appreciated if you did. And while you're there, hit that bell beside the subscribe button to be notified for more uploads, comparisons, unboxings, all that cool stuff. And I would really appreciate that. So I hope this helped. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all in the next video.